Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Chelsea. I am a personal trainer and a Pilates instructor based in New York City. Today it was a beautiful day outside. Was able to get outside and do a lot of stuff. I hope everyone else was as well. Happy that so many of you are joining me on Carbon 38 tonight. Today I am wearing the yellow ribbed collection. It's super comfy. I've been wearing it all day and got lots of compliments on it. So if you want to try it out, definitely check it out. My code is down there at the bottom. So let's go ahead and get started on your mat. Go ahead and meet me in a quadruped position, okay? Can everyone hear me okay? We're all doing all right? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, let's get started in a quadruped position. Stack your wrists right under your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. Let's just go ahead and exhale, pulling those abdominals in and then releasing them long as you stretch forward. Cat-cowing here. Feeling how your abdominals are giving you some nice support from the underside of your body as you round up. And then how they stretch long and actively to come into this extension. We'll do two more like this. Just waking up that spine. And then go ahead and meet me in your neutral position, halfway in between your cat and your cow. Check in with your front ribs here. Have they want it to kind of drop down? If so, activate those upper ribs to really find this connection right here. We're gonna go ahead, take your left leg, extend it long directly behind you. Reach an inch longer to feel your hip release, pull it back in. And then we'll go in alternating side to side here. This is a position we're going to be revisiting throughout today, so we want to make sure that we're very clear on how to use our abdominals to support a nice stable spine as our legs and bodies move independently. Let's go ahead and do one more on each side, using your exhale as you lengthen out. And then let's go ahead, roll over onto your back now. We're going to start in a seated position. And we're just going to go ahead, flatten your feet on the ground, actively reach your arms nice and long. You should feel your triceps start to activate. And we're going to tilt your hands up just a bit to let them really sink heavy into your shoulder sockets. Start to tuck that pelvis under as you roll down, bone by bone by bone, letting your arms reach up overhead, and then exhale as you nod your chin to your chest to peel all the way back up. If you need to hold on to the backs of your thighs to help you with this, that's totally okay. Challenging your body and your abdominals here. Feeling how it's your abdominals that actually allows your spine to roll back bone by bone by bone. If you find that sticky spot, try to hold it for a second and then continue on the way down. We'll go ahead and do one more just like this. Good. Rolling all the way down, keeping those feet grounded. Exhale as you nod your chin to your chest to peel all the way up into that nice long spine. So we're going to roll down halfway here. We have a really nice C curve through our low back. And I want you to go ahead and just start to extend your right arm out to the side and then bring it back in. And then we'll go ahead and alternate side to side in this position. I'll give you a head on, noticing how you're in this position and the reaction that your abdominal muscles are having as each arm displaces a little bit of oppositional weight. And then also noticing how your abdominals echo the motion of that arm coming in. So you're really challenging your abdominals as your arm extends. Feel those left obliques hug in towards your midline. And now your right obliques as you alternate through this. Let's go ahead, roll down an inch deeper here. We're gonna go both arms at the same time. Hold this T position. Notice your abs really start to engage. Exhale, bringing your arms back to center and then out again. Knowing that at any point, if you want to add a little bit of challenge in this, feel free to float your legs up into tabletop, taking a bit of stability from the bottom of your body away to really increase the challenge on those abdominals. Let's go for 4. Good. For 3. Exhale, make sure your low abdominals are actively pulling away from the ground. And let's meet back at the center. I'm gonna go ahead, place my feet back down, roll down an inch deeper, roll your shoulders back so your collarbones are wide. Go ahead, extend your arms up overhead. Exhale as you lengthen them down just past your kneecaps. And then extend nice and up. So we're still in this really deep C curl here. Extending up and down into an overhead extension with those arms. We'll go for 4. Good. For 3, could you roll down an inch deeper? Let your gaze look towards where the wall meets the ceiling to really challenge those upper abdominals. Good. Last one. Your abs should be shaking. And 1. Let's go ahead, roll all the way up. And now set up for one last roll down. Bone by bone by bone. We're going to float your hands back behind your head. Legs are going to go up into tabletop. So we can manage our tabletop position by extending both arms nice and long and then bending your knees in one at a time. Everyone's tabletop position is specific to their own body. So give yourself a moment to kind of check in and feel your low abdominals check on. And then let's float those hands back behind your head, squeezing your knees and ankles together. Let's exhale as you roll that upper spine off of the mat. And then lengthen and lower it down to the ground. Making sure you have a little bit of space underneath your low back here. We're gonna try to maintain that neutral spine through most of class today. Good, exhale. Feel those upper abdominals pull towards the top of your hips. Let's go for 4. Good, for 3. Exhale for 2. And 1. Lengthen down. Take a moment. We're going to come into windshield wipers next. So what we'll do is float one leg up into tabletop and then the other. We're going to nod and curl, holding this position to help our upper abdominals really stabilize the spine here. Squeezing your knees and ankles together. Can you, just from below your belly button, let your body pivot over towards the right. It should be small. We don't want you to collapse over onto your side. And then using your right inner thigh, can you activate that and push your left inner thigh back to the midline of your body and then over towards the left, challenging your shoulders to stay grounded. Now use your left inner thigh to exhale and push that right inner thigh back through the midline of your body. So we've got this really nice windshield wiper movement going on, but it's so controlled and so concise. You should start to feel those obliques really start activating and doing their job in this. Good, using your left inner thigh, push that right leg back to center. Now shift the weight over, use your right inner thigh to push your left inner leg back to middle. We'll go one more in each direction. Good, can you curl up an inch higher? Good, lengthen that head back down towards the ground. Take a moment, reestablish your tabletop position. We're gonna exhale, nod and curl up. And now moving from your hips, let's go ahead, push those thigh bones forward, releasing the front side of your hip, tapping into your low abdominals. Exhale as you pull your legs back to that standing position. Exhale as you pull in. I'm shaking. If you can really tap into these lower abdominals, you will really notice the difference of moving from your abs versus your hip flexors wanting to jerk your legs forward. So my ankles are super relaxed. My thighs are really relaxed. My hips are super relaxed. This is all abs. We'll do one more in this direction. Good. Lengthen back. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to take both of those movements now and combine them. So what we'll do is we'll bring your hands again back behind your head. Exhale, nod and curl as you float your legs up into tabletop. We're gonna let your legs go to the right first, all right? So keep this about 50% of what your initial windshield wiper movement was. We're gonna let your hips fall to the right, supported by that right inner thigh, and then go ahead, push your legs long, circle them over towards the left, hold, and now use your left inner thigh to push your legs back to the middle. So we're doing this really nice corkscrew motion.
knowing that the bigger this movement is, the more challenging it will be. But let's make sure that you maintain the integrity of the movement. I like to keep this really small. It really helps stabilize through my pelvis to allow me to tap in through my low abdominals to motor. We'll do one more towards the right. Good. Hold at the center. Curl an inch higher. Let those legs fall over to the left. Extend them long. Reach over to the right. Pause. Use your right inner thigh to push your legs back towards your midline. And then continue to circle over towards the left. Reaching long and around. Try to exhale through the hardest part in this. Will really allow your abdominals to help muscle through. Let's do 2 more in this direction. Good. Reach nice and long, curling up. Good. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Take a moment. And then let's take a really big breath in through your nose. Feel your rib cage expand in 360 degrees. Front ribs expand, side ribs expand, and your back ribs expand into the floor behind you. Exhale so deeply you feel those front ribs sink down towards the top of your hips. Good. So let's go ahead and roll over onto your right side. You're gonna meet me up in that quadruped position, which we began class in. So let's check in with your wrists. Are they stacked right underneath your shoulders? Are your knees right underneath your hips? And those abdominals that we just really woke up, make sure that they're pulling up and in so you don't fall into a big arch here, all right? We're gonna go ahead, activate everything. Take that left leg, extend it long behind you. Create one long active line from your head, shoulders, hips, knees to toe. And what we're gonna do is spiral your biceps out. Let those collarbones shine wide. Tip your body weight into your fingertips as you hinge forward into a tricep push-up. Exhale, push away and back from the floor. And then continue with this. Feeling how your entire body and spine is staying in that solid line you established. We're never releasing, falling out of it. Super active here. Your triceps are doing their jobs by hugging in towards the side of your ribs, but your abs are what's letting your entire body move as one single unit here. Let's go for 3. Good work. Exhale for 2. And 1. Good. Go ahead. Step that left foot through your hands. We're going to tuck your back toe and press up into a lunge position. So how we just moved our entire body in a hinged position, we're going to isolate it even further by moving just from our hips up to the top of our head. So square your hips off. You might want to pull that right hip forward, left hip back, and shift the weight into your left foot, especially that big toe and inner arch to activate your inner thigh. Hands are at your chest. We're just going to hinge from your low back and then press away from the floor to reestablish that diagonal that we're in. Hinging forward, back leg is super active. We're really sinking heavy into that left hip. Again, abdominals are active. You'll feel if you release them because you'll wobble a little bit. Let's go for 5. Exhale for 4. 3. Good. Let's go for 2. Can you let that front knee stack right over your ankle? Good. And 1. Let's go ahead, extend both arms up overhead. Again, square off those hips if you need to. Pull that right heel in towards the middle of your body. We're gonna bend that back right knee. And now press up through your left foot. There should be almost no weight in that back right leg here. We really wanna drive through that left foot to tap into the area where your glute meets your hamstring. If you start to feel this through your right hip, you might be pushing through your right hip too much. So really come off super light on that back leg. Drop nice and deep, keeping that knee stacked. It should never be traveling forward, always pulling back. Let's go for 4. Good, for 3. Front ribs are in, make sure you're always checking in with them. Press up, hold it right here. Again, back leg is super long. Bring your hands to a prayer position at the top of your chest. Really hinge forward. Your shoulders should be pretty much in line with the top of your knee here. Exhale again, isolating just that middle spine. Rotate over towards the left. See if you can get your right elbow in line with your left knee. And then exhale as you pull back to center. Pressing into that big toe to keep your left inner thigh super active. So how we just isolated our lower body in those windshield wipers that we just did, now we're isolating everything from the waist up. Let's go for 3. Exhale, 2. And 1. Good. Reach your hands down towards the ground, bend that back right knee. Go ahead, come back into that quadruped position. We're gonna set up and do everything on the opposite side. So stack your wrists right underneath your hands, knees right under your hips. Again, check in with those front ribs. Lift them up a little bit to activate those upper abdominals. Extend your opposite leg this time. So we're gonna go ahead, roll those collarbones wide, activate your abs, hinge forward, and drive up. Nice. Letting that body tip forward, using your abdominals to support your body as you drive up and as you hinge forward. Super important here. Good, keep going. Hugging those elbows in towards the side of your rib cage as you come down. Let's go for 2. Good, last one. Here we go, find that position, bring your right foot now through the front of your hands. We're gonna tuck that back left toe, press up into that lunge position. We're gonna go ahead, square your hips off right here. Hinge forward just a little bit. Hands are gonna be right at your chest. Hinge forward again, push up to reestablish that diagonal. Scoot back just a little bit. Continuing to move, always pulling that left hip forward, right hip back. Using your abdominals to help support this motion. Sinking really heavy into that right foot. Let's go for 3. Good, 2, pushing through that right heel and big toe. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Press all the way up into your diagonal. Check in with those hips again. If your hips have headlights, make sure they're shining straight forward versus hinging out to either side, okay? That's a great check-in to use. We're gonna extend those arms up overhead, feeling those front abdominals pull in. Drop that back knee, and now press up through your right foot, back to standing. Exhaling as you rise. Again, pulling that left hip forward as you lower and as you rise. Make this super muscular to tap into that area where your glute meets your hamstring on that right leg. Good, let's go for 3. Keeping that knee right in check with your front ankle. Good, and 1. Bring your hands back to prayer center, all right? We're gonna exhale as you rotate over towards the right and then back towards the middle. So as we're doing this, you really wanna make sure your lower body is super stable, challenging those obliques to really wring your waist out, bringing that left shoulder almost right in line with that right kneecap. Checking in with your foot here. Make sure that you really stay heavy through the big toe and the arch of your foot to avoid rolling out. You should feel that right inner thigh light up once you make that adjustment. And last one. Good. Lower your hands down and let's meet in that quadruped position. And then just find one big cat spine, lengthening your back as it rounds towards the ceiling. Good, and then we're gonna go ahead. Step out with your right foot and then your left foot. Go ahead, face me. We're gonna set up for a wide plie squat. So your feet are a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Check in with your body. Have your shoulders wanted to shift forward in this. Stack your shoulders right behind your kneecaps. Your hips should be behind your kneecaps as well. And we're gonna go ahead, bring your hands right down onto your hips and let's just squat
Driving those outer thighs wide. Feeling your thigh bones really roll out as you come up to standing. Exhaling as you press up and down. Good. And you might need to make some foot adjustments in this. Feeling a really nice stretch through those adductors. Making sure that you're not hinging forward here. Really use your hands. You can even place them behind your head. And now push your head long into the back of your hands to really light up that core to make sure it's supporting your spine through this movement. Let's go for 2. Exhale. Good. 1, drop down. Let's hold it right here. Go ahead, bring your hands to the center of your body. Lift your right ankle, lower it down. Left ankle, lower. Continue to alternate through this. Starting to feel some quad work. Checking in with the front side of your body again. I'm a big harper of that. Really to make sure that your abdominals stay active and are supporting your spine, even through movements where it's your lower body that's moving, okay? All right, we'll go 1 more on each side. Lift that right ankle, lift that left ankle. Just hold it. Feel how your body starts to shake a little bit. Let's lower down, press up, squeeze your glutes. Struggle with that balance, it's okay. And press right back up again. Good, letting those knees really drive wide here. Let's go for 6. Again, keeping this super muscular. Try not to snap your knees. Feel your glutes contract towards each other as you come up to standing. Let's go for 3. Good, for 2. Lift those heels even higher. Really fight it here. Hold, we're gonna do tiny pulses. Sink really deep here, lifting those heels, arching through those feet. Let's go for 5. Exhale, 4, 3, chest up, 2, and 1. Press all the way up, drop those heels. Whew, take a moment, savor that, and go ahead and meet me back down on your mat. So we really just warmed up your legs and the front side of your body. Let's go ahead, come into that same wide stance that you were just in. Let your thigh bones roll out. Arms are actively pressing down into the floor as we press up into a wide bridge. Roll your spine down. Drive right back up again. Feeling that every time you push those hips up towards the ceiling, your heels are pulling towards the back of your body, especially your butt, to create a really nice rainbow of support. Through the back side of your body, you should feel those side glutes really hug in here. Good, let's go for 5. Exhale, 4, make sure those knees don't want to cave in again. Pressing through those big toes, your feet are supporting your glutes and core through this movement. Press up, hold. Feel those abdominals sink in between your 2 hip points. Press up and down. Exhale. Each time you press back up, squeezing those side glutes and contracting them at the top, making sure your hips are moving in tandem. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, roll all the way down, heel toe your feet into a parallel position. Again, hands are on the mat. We're gonna press up into this bridge and then lower. So it's gonna be a smaller range. We're not as wide, so we're gonna be a little bit more restricted. But you want to make sure that your knees, hips, and shoulders, again, make that same beautiful diagonal that we just did when we were standing. So we're still doing a similar movement, just in a different plane and motored by different muscles. Let's go for 3, 2, press up, hold. Press your hands down into the mat. Extend your right knee here so your right quad is still in line with your left quad. We're just going to slice that right leg out. 2 inches, bring it back to your center. So the goal here is to displace some weight to challenge your abdominals to help stabilize you. You should feel that left glute really light up. Let's go for 3. Press into your left big toe here. Shift the weight into the inside of your left arch. Really feel that activation wrap even deeper under your glute. And now we're just gonna go ahead and make tiny little circles with that right leg. Pick one direction, keep it small, about the size of one of those really cute mini watermelons.
Let's go for 3, 2, hold it, reverse, circle out again. Again, checking in with that left foot. Try your best to not roll out onto your pinky toe. Let's go for 3, good, for 2, and 1. Bend that knee down, lower down, press right back up into that bridge. Same thing, other leg, extend that left leg nice and long. Square your hips off, make sure your quads are aligned, and just start to splice out to the left, in and out. Feeling those left abdominals really stretch out with that leg, and then help pull your entire leg from hip to toe back to your midline. This is a glute heavy exercise, but your abdominals are 100% supporting it here. Let's do one more. Tiny circles. Again, here we go. Pick a direction, moving long out of that hip socket. You shouldn't lose the height of that bridge. Pressing into that right big toe. Here we go. For 3, 2, more challenging it should be on those abdominals. Let's go for 5. Good, for 4. 3. Good, for 2. And 1. Lengthen that spine down, hug your knees into your chest. That was so great, you guys. Decompress that low spine a little bit. You can draw little circles with your kneecaps and then go in the opposite direction. And then let's grab the back of your legs, extend your feet towards the ceiling, point and flex them just a few times. And then push your thighs into your hands to roll you all the way up. That was 30 minutes of Pilates with me, Chelsea. I'm so glad that everyone was able to join us on this beautiful Saturday. If you want, this will be on Carbon 38's Instagram Live page. You'll be able to do it whenever you want to. Do it on repeat, it'll be great. And then if you want to, again, I'm wearing the ribbed collection today, super comfy, definitely sweat proof because I'm a little sweaty today. But go ahead, check out everything they've got on Carbon. If there's anything that you're itching to buy, my discount code is right down there. And if you're interested in other Pilates or personal training information or videos, again, just check out on my account. And I will see you lovelies all very soon. Have a good night. Bye.